World War I was brutal, with over 40 million casualties. Chemical weapons were used, along with other new weapons the world had never seen before.
War anywhere is tragic, and of all the front lines during the Great War, the White War in the high altitudes of the jagged Dolomite Mountains has been called the most perilous.
Because of the harsh conditions, the majority of soldiers died from avalanche, frostbite, falling rocks, and cold. Tunnels through thousands of feet of rock, trenches perched on snowy summits, and iron spikes affixed into cliffs marked the deadly paths of soldiers as they fought a three-dimensional war on and inside the mountains.
Exploring these tunnels and original iron ways, the Via Ferrata intrigued us. Maybe we'd get a glimpse, albeit a small one, into the life of a soldier during the White War. We want to honor those who died in the war and also make an aspiration that such a war never happens again. We're Lloyd and Selah, a father-daughter adventure team.
For 1 month, we're traveling in a ridiculously swervy line from Venice to Paris. Starting in Croatia, we continued on our ridiculously swervy line for 3 days to reach the World War I tunnels of LAGUZOI.
It's so beautiful in the Dolomites, and South Tyrol felt like we were in Austria because we'll show you why. Here's a little bit of what we experienced. A zippy Italian Fiat rental car.
Lots of windy, narrow roads.
This road is completely crazy. It's a 2-lane road, but not really. A few tunnels.
Free, fresh, and cold drinking water in every village.
So good.
A fisherman catching and releasing trout.
Friendly horseback rider. Alpine lakes.
Hearty, rich, and delicious mountain food.
We're almost at Colgalina, which is where the Via Ferrata are going to be, and we're staying at one of the huts. It's going to be quite the experience. We made it to Falzarego, that's the pass, and behind us is the Via Ferrata.
It looks so high.
And we're going up to our hut at the Refugio Colgalina.
We are at Refugio Colgalina, and this is an amazing view.
The Italian Alps have many huts, or refugio, where people stay together in dorms.
2 person?
Yes.
Yes.
In a big room. Okay. Yeah. This is the menu for the dinner.
Okay.
1 first and 1 second.
And that's at what time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we have time.
7 o'clock dinner and 7 o'clock tomorrow morning breakfast.
Great. That's good.
We're going on a Via Ferrata of that.
Out of breath here. How's it going?
We were trying to climb to the top of the Sastistria and back before dinner at 7.
We're at snow. Here are the first Austro-Hungarian trenches. And these would have faced the Italian lines right across there.
South Tyrol was part of Austria, but after the Allies won the war, South Tyrol was given to the Italians.
It's really pretty crazy thinking of how many people would have died. Artillery fire everywhere. People would sneak around in ambush at night because the distances between the lines were really small. Pretty insane. Oh wow, it's like a small concrete bunker for a machine gun or something. There's little bunker areas. This is where they maybe slept. Not much room there. So it's June and there's still snow. I'm imagining they were here all winter. We're still going through the fortifications.
It's crazy how they made this while part of a war.
Oh my gosh, whoa. You got me. Okay, oh, that's enough. I see gravestones up there. See the crosses?
Oh, wow.
Though the exploring was fun, as we continued up the mountain, I started to get a sense of the scope of the White War. It's like a huge fort, but it's a mountain. Come on in here. This is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
This was just one mountain, and the entire mountain was a fortress. Other mountains were similar, and they stretched for hundreds of miles. Tomorrow we'd visit the infamous LAGUZOI tunnels across the valley.
That's LAGUZOI, that peak over
With
there.
Austrian positions on Sasta Stria and the summit of LAGUZOI, the Austrians controlled the passes that protected South Tyrol from the Italians. But the Italians snuck under these positions, living on cliffs and inside LAGUZOI mountain just below the Austrians. From there, the Italians could target Sasta Stria and fortifications at the passes.
Made it to the Via Ferrata. Here it is, the ladders. We're gonna get ready. All right, I'm starting up.
These easy ladder climbs helped us learn the techniques, but each Via Ferrata we do from here will be more challenging and hair-raising.
All right, you did it. Your first Via Ferrata.
Yay!
High five. I'm glad we're doing this. This is amazing.
You got this.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Imagine you're a soldier way up here, and they needed to bring food and supplies, ammunition, everything. Water up every day to all the soldiers. This is awesome. Nice job.
I'm so glad we got the Via Ferrata gear today. I really love this. Tickets.
Cable car.
The trail to the tunnel took us to the pre-summit of LAGUZOI, where the Austrians had clear shots at the Italian positions on the Martini Ledge below.
Hiding in the bunkers.
Fortifications on both sides were too strong to be taken through conventional means, so tunneling and mining their enemy became tactics. The Italians tunneled over 1 kilometer through the pre-summit, excavating over 10,000 tons of rock and digging up around 700 vertical feet. The digging ended right below some of the Austrian positions on the pre-summit of LAGUZOI.
We saw this opening from up there on the trail. I can see my breath.
I'm guessing this was where they would have a fire to keep them warm. And there's slightly burned wood in the corner. If I was a soldier during World War I here, it would be very cold. I would be probably wet and really tired, probably hungry, and I would be nervous because it's a battlefield and I didn't know what was going to happen. The tunnel ended under the Austrians, and using geophones to detect the tunnel, the Austrians knew they might be blown up and started to build a counter-tunnel.
Meanwhile, the Italians, using their own geophones, knew that the Austrians were constructing a counter-tunnel.
This is really steep downhill.
The unending fear was mentally devastating to the soldiers.
Wow.
They had a hoist here. Hoist for the aerial cableway.
Whoa.
Looks like they lived fairly well considering they're in tunnels in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
Probably it was still very difficult. I think we'll take the Martini Ledge this way.
So you see I can lean out like this on the cliff. Where they had the Via Ferrata back there, it's still a cliff, right?
Yeah.
This is what we came down. Right
Whoa.
up here.
That's crazy.
We're heading through this really cool cave formation here.
I don't fully trust this bridge. It's really wet and slippery.
Oh wow, this is really cool here. It's an Alpini Battalion, Pylon 282 Company, 1917. This is the whole kitchen, canteen area here, mess hall.
Wow.
And they probably carved in their symbol of their battalion right there.
It is so crazy how they made this in the middle of a war. And the enemies would be right up there. This is where they slept. Italian General Masperi described the situation. The troops hidden on the western LAGUZOI ledge caused the Austrians a lot of trouble. In terms of the real damage they caused them every day, especially with the throwing of hand grenades and bomb throwers, carried out by daring and extremely active official patrols, which make their way to the sheer rocks overlooking the enemy trenches.
This is so crazy and amazing at the same time.
Yeah.
Seeing all this history. The Austrians also created tunnels from their positions to the west towards the Martini Ledge. They exploded 4 mines to dislodge the Italians, but despite the immense rockfall, were unsuccessful.
On June 21st, 1917, the Italians loaded the tunnel with over 36 tons of explosives. When they detonated the mine, the pre-summit completely exploded, and a huge chunk of the mountain turned into a pile of rubble. Visiting Sastistria, the LAGUZOI tunnel, and the Martini Ledge, we had a much better sense of the White War and what a soldier may have experienced. So much trauma, fear, courage, death, destruction, cold, and bloodshed. Despite all the efforts from both sides, the front lines here rarely changed much throughout the war.
With this video, we hope that you learned more about this war and that it shows the futility of war and the benefits of peace. May you all be happy and have peace throughout your life. Join us next week as we continue on the ridiculously swervy line.